Okay, I'm right here. Okay. Hi. I'm going to talk about number systems. Okay. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to take a little number line and start off with 0. And I'm going to just say 1 and 2. And I'm going to just write basic numbers, beginning numbers. Okay. All right. So these numbers at the top, they would be whole numbers. Um, Numbers beginning with just 1 and going forward be natural numbers. Then we have numbers going the other way, which would be the integer set. So these little tick marks right here are by going up by every one, going back by every one. So we go to the right, we go to the left. It keeps on going like the Energizer Bunny. Now, whole numbers. These numbers begins with a whole. Whole numbers keep on going. Natural numbers just begins with 1. Okay. Then integers, I take the same little distance marks. Okay, I should have made it a little bit further here, but I can go the other way like a thermometer. Now, rational, you talk about rational. Rational is like a fraction like 2/3. See, notice that 2/3 is not one whole. So if I go between 0 and 1, 2/3 is about right here. Okay. So that would be 2/3. It's called a rational number, and it's of the form a over b, where a and b are integers. So let's review this for a second. Okay. Okay. Whole numbers. Whole numbers starts with the 0. Natural number starts with 1. Keeps going. Integers. Okay. Of course, we have the set of natural numbers, but it also goes the other way. These are integers, never a partial fraction, if you would. Rational number, these are your fractions. Like we want to ration, 2 meals among 3 people, okay? So this is the 1/3 or the 2/5. You could do negative. Negative 3/7 is the same thing as negative 3 over 7. Notice they are integers. Okay, so it's not where the tick marks are. It's somewhere not. But there are some exceptions. For example, 3 could be written as a rational number, 3 over 1, see? Okay, which is really an integer. It's also a natural number and a whole number. Now, irrational numbers, they're not numbers that you can't reason with, okay? That is not a rational number, but it can fit on the number line. For example, you remember from geometry class, if this is 1 and this is 1, that distance is radical 2. That is a measurable distance. So if I have a number line, and this is 1, and this is 2, radical 2 is actually 1.4. It is a place on the number line. So rational numbers are measurable numbers. And of course, the real number line, here's 0 again, and here's 1. Is called the real number line because every place on the number line can be represented by a number. I don't care whether it's a rational or whether it's an integer or whether it's irrational. Matter of fact, if you take the 2 sets of numbers, the rational set and the irrational set makes up the real numbers. So that's a little bit review there. Now, real quickly here, let me let me go back, and I didn't have my eraser here, so sorry about that. So here we go. We got the number line. We got 0. We got 1. We got 2. Can I put the natural number 1 on there? Yes, right there. Can I put the fraction 1.5 or 3 over 2? Yes, 1.5 is right here. That is a rational number. 3 over 2. Okay. Can I do negative 1/2? Yes, here's 0, so negative 1 is here, so negative 1/2 would be right here. Okay, so this is called the real number line because not just the tick marks, but anywhere over there, I could put a number. So let me put that together for you in a final form here. Here we go. So I just want you to keep in mind, let's just say you have a whole barrel of numbers. Okay, so here we go. We have the natural numbers. Okay, and if we throw in a 0, so take all the natural numbers, dump them in here, put a 0 in there, then we have the whole numbers. Then if we take all the negative integers, right, all of these numbers here, and we throw all the whole numbers in, and then all these guys in here too, we have the integers. Now we're going to use the letter Z for integers. All right, then we're going to have the fractions like 3/2, -1/7. Okay, we're going to throw all the fractions or the rational. Okay, and we're going to call that Q. All right, so all of the integers and the fractions together, that would make up the rational numbers. Now you may say, well, I don't understand that. Well, let's go back over here for a second. -5, that's an integer, but can I write it as a rational number? Sure can. Now, don't forget I have all the irrational numbers, okay? Like the square root of 2, like pi and so forth, okay? Or e, okay? Because you could have your e and pi at 2, or your pi and e at 2, okay? So we have all of the irrational numbers and the rational numbers, and those two sets go into a big barrel, okay? And this is called R. R stands for the real number systems. They make up both. Okay, hope that explains that. Let me know if it doesn't.